Okay, guys, let's get to it. Right here. Let me get set. All right, we're good to go. All right, so we're going to go to cost and production. All right, this probably is the most important unit that we're going to do. Okay, why is that? I'll tell you why. Because it's the foundation of everything we are going to do in economics. Okay? Without this, you cannot do well in anything going forward in micro. You'll have to wait till New Year's to start macro to start over. Okay, so we don't want to have that happen. So what we're going to do here, I want to give you a little proverb. It's an African proverb. If you wish to move mountains tomorrow, you must start by lifting stones today. All right, so today we're going to start lifting our stones so in the future we can move some mountains. Right? We're going to look at micro. We're now into microeconomics. Right? We did the first 5 chapters, right? And now we're going to build the house. Micro is the house, right? And as part of the house, the foundation, right? The cost and the production. So I want to do that with you guys today. So the first thing we want to look at is inputs that go into the production of goods and services, right? That's what we're looking at. We're looking at production today. The next 2 videos will be on cost, right? I want to take it a little slow with you. So we have 2 types of inputs. We have variable inputs and we have fixed inputs. Okay, the variable inputs are what they sound. They are the production changes with these inputs change with production. If I produce 100 slices of pizza, I need these inputs. If I produce 1 slice of pizza, I need these inputs. If I produce no pizza, I do not need these inputs. These inputs vary with production. Okay, that's where the term comes from. Then on the bottom we have what's called a fixed input, which you see I have capital. I have the oven and then I have the store. These two does not matter whether I produce pizza or not. They are there. They're going to sit there and do nothing if I'm producing no pizza, and they're going to do a lot if I'm producing a lot of pizza. Okay? So these ones they don't care. Does that matter whether we're producing or not? So fixed inputs have no relationship to production. Okay? Now, here's what we're going to look at. The variable inputs and fixed inputs happen in the short run. Okay, we're going to have 2 types of things here. We're going to have a long run and a short run. Okay, long run means that some inputs are variable, and then we have a fixed plant. That store, right? Whether I produce or don't produce, I have that store. The long run, everything is variable. So all the inputs are variable. What that means is I've paid the mortgage on the property. I no longer owe that money. And if I want to leave the industry and no longer cook pizza, I may. Right? The terms firms enter and exit will become really important as we go forward. Okay, so there's a couple of things you want to get, right? We want to talk about variable inputs and fixed inputs. And then those will tell us whether we're in the short run or the long run. If I have a fixed input, I'm in the short run. The minute I no longer have fixed inputs, I'm then in the long run. There is no time or anything like that. What changes from short run to long run is the fixed inputs. Once they're no longer fixed, we're done. Okay, let's look at the short run production relationship. So the first thing we're going to have is we're going to have total product. Okay, then we're going to have marginal product. Marginal product is the change in product, the change in total product from a change in labor input. All right, and then we have average product, which is total product divided by the units of labor. So let's look at this graphically. Okay, so and this is what we're going to call the law of diminishing returns, right? So we have 3 graphs here. We have up on top the total product curve. Okay, and then on the bottom we have the average product curve and the marginal product curve. Right, all 3 curves in the beginning, up to 3 units of labor, right, are in what's called increasing marginal returns. That means that the total product curve slope is increasing. Each worker is bringing me more in than the last worker. Okay? The marginal product is also increasing, and the average product is increasing. Till we get to about the third worker, and then look what happens. We then experience what is called diminishing marginal returns. And that means that total product is increasing, but at a slower rate. So the fourth worker gets me less than the third worker. The fifth worker gets me less than the fourth worker. But yet, we're still moving positively up the curve, right? So it's increasing at a decreasing rate. That's what's happening at the diminishing marginal returns. Till we get to the point where we hit negative marginal returns. That means that by hiring one more worker, I actually get less total product than the worker before. So that means I've hired 7 workers, and the 7 workers get me 140 units. And then I hire the 8th worker, and I get 135. I have a -5 from the 8th worker. I would not hire that worker. Also, if you go back a second, increasing returns means the first worker gets me 40, the second worker gets me 45, and the third worker gets me 50. The fourth worker, I'm going to experience diminishing marginal returns. The fourth worker gets me 45. The fifth worker gets me 40. Right? And you can see as we're doing it, the number each worker is getting is less, but the total is still increasing. All right, now I'm going to throw this out there, and I'm probably going to mess it up, and you will tell me that. But if you notice, the total product curve, the slope of the total product curve is the marginal product. Okay? So when the marginal product is rising, total product is increasing, right? When total marginal product is falling, total product is increasing at a decreasing rate. And when marginal product is negative, total product is in negative marginal returns. So the marginal product, we could say, is the derivative of total product. Yeah, I don't know what that means, okay? Just throwing it out there. All right, so that's the video. Let's leave it at that. I just want you guys to kind of digest that, talk about it in class, and then we're going to move on to cost, and then we'll break the cost down into 2 videos also. And I think that's, I think we're good there. All right. Have a good day.